welcome back everyone. There is a look at the finished top half that you can kind of see in a little bit of a sheen or shine there. The panels are grain matched, even though there's 6 separate panels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 down there at the bottom. Right, so they have in actuality like a satin type finish. Unlike the solid wood, it has a little more of a shine to it, but the grain does match if we follow the grain pattern from top to bottom or bottom to top. Took the time to make out what I would call a road map to make sure when the cabinet gets assembled that it looks more pleasing to the eye, right? So for right now, ignore the bottom part. As you can see, it's just in raw stain. Now, these panels are technically floating. That means, for those who do not know, that they are not glued in place. They are just brad nailed in. I could have easily made these in 2 panels because I got 2 4x4 sheets. Right? I could have easily made them into 2 panels, but I decided to separate them to give some room for expansion and contraction. So if we walk around the other side here, let me turn on the light. So now we're on the other side right here, and you can see, like I labeled this one, B and B with an arrow facing each other. Top A, this is the right side as I'm facing it, and the left side. So if somebody in the future does want to remove these panels, I mean, it can be removed. There's probably 200 or 300 brad nails throughout all of these panels, right? So I'm not messing with the top right now. I ignore that. Get that out of the way. Use it as a pointer. So I've added some solid wood reinforcement strips right here. This is more like for an anti-vibration, or if somebody hits the inside of the cabinet pretty hard. The brad nails are weak, right? They're not very strong. They will come out very easy. So I've used 1 5/8" screws, just 3 of them, and a piece of 1/2" solid wood, solid pine, just as kind of reinforcements. And then I drew a couple of lines to reinforce what panel this came from, as you can see right there. Then we go to D, and these strips are removable, so I put a letter X, right? You don't even have to know how to read. All you got to do is be able to match shit, right? Somebody can take this apart and reassemble it if they wanted to, right? Circle, circle, circle. A circle doesn't exactly match anything down here, but I do have one specialty screw right here, because this vertical piece of 1.5" wood that you cannot see from right here, right? The screws need to be a little bit shorter, so I labeled that short, right? So you need to know how to read a little bit. And I made some extensions up here, so that way I can scribe it to the wall if I need to. I'm probably not going to take that effort. Same on the other side. And again, I marked it, right? You might want to do that with whatever cabinet, whether it's kitchen cabinets or bed frame like I'm doing right here. And this piece right here is removable. All of these are removable. Everything with a screw you see here is removable. And the reason is because this top half of the cabinet, where it's still shiny, nice pretty brown color right there, needs to be separated from this lower half of the cabinet, because overall this thing is very fucking heavy, right? So if you got sensitive ears, I'm sorry, just get over it. I don't cuss that often, but I think cuss words are good to add impact. And as you can see, there's a screw hole right there I did not put in. So I could have ran this strip all the way across, but I didn't. I just wanted an anti-rattle device, right? No rattling. Granted, there's not going to be any speakers placed in there, but no rattling. And again, panel from the lower side is matched. 2 stripes. This side over here only gets 1 stripe. Right, so make your life easy, mark everything, label everything. That way when you go to assemble it, it becomes more easy. And if you ever have to disassemble it, which is going to be my case, because it's going to have to be taken back apart so I can fit it through my doorway and then reassemble it in my bedroom for a final thing. But it is what it is. You know, it just takes time. It takes patience, and I think anybody with a table saw should be able to do something very similar. You don't even need a pin nailer. You can use clamps like I'm using down there. That white piece you see there is a reinforcement block. It's actually 1.5 inches thick at the bottom. I've split the difference 50-50. I mean, 50% of it's covering the bottom, 50% of it's covering that vertical piece right up there. It's glued, it's stapled, and then I'm putting on a piece of scribe. As you can see there, that's clamped on. Gotta do the same to the other side over there. And then I got to extend this one down to the ground, but it's going to be pushed away. That will allow for trim when you butt it up against the wall. Most trim is probably 3/4 of an inch thick. So I'll lay it on the front side of it and extend it down to the ground. That will help transmit some of the load bearing pressure that comes all the way down the middle and down to the ground to ideally help sagging in the middle, right? We don't want any sags. I mean, there's a little bit of a sag. I couldn't control it. I think my garage floor has a little bit of sag. I built this to my garage floor, so it is what it is. But there you go. Have a good day.